Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to this week's meeting of the Essex Business Forum. Obviously, some people have worked out that I'm doing the annual review this year, this week, today, and have stayed away. So therefore, thank you all for turning up. More of that later. As far as this week is concerned, we start off as usual. Leadership team, please stand up. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Vincent, I chair the membership committee and I'm also the official timekeeper. Sorry. Quite assertive. We're going that way. Right. What are you, Brian?
I'm doing business.
You're not
Brian, Social Secretary. Thank you.
All standing in for Ben as education coordinator.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Terry, the Membership and Recruitment.
And good morning, I'm Scott, your meeting secretary, looking after all the nerdy numbers.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Oh, and encouraging. Thank you. The handsome face of Elijah.
Who can argue with that?
Please,
My wife, my friends.
please be seated. Vince, I love it when you're dominant like that.
Thank you.
Right. Let's get on with the meeting. We start as always with the Performance League. So, Scott.
Rightio. There it is. Performance League. No guest today. We all know by now what this is and how it works. But let me just explain, just chatting to some members this morning, a little more about how it works in terms of numbers, just so that you've got an idea. So, when you attend the meeting each week, you score 15 points. Simple, easy, 60 points minimum per month that you can easily achieve. If you don't attend and you haven't told us that you're on holiday or anything else kind of special like that, then it's minus 10 points for not being here. And each subsequent week that you don't attend, those minuses double. So the second week we don't see you at a meeting is minus 20. The third week it's minus 30, purely because that trust and that relationship becomes more complex the longer we don't see you at a meeting. So that's how the negative part works. Giving referrals scores you points. An internal referral, so between myself and, for example, Nick coming to look at my property, that's an internal piece of business, I would score 10 points for that. But if I refer my neighbour to Nick, as an external, it would be 15 points. So for each of those, that's how you earn them. Simple thing, every comment you leave on the blog scores you 2 points. But also on the blog, where you see all the comments, there's a little voting mechanism. You can upvote something, or if you're horrible, you can downvote something. So we tally all of those as well. And those points get added on to the point system. If you really don't like what Vince said, that 60 seconds, you can go on and downvote him, and he will lose points.
Well, he knows what winning the Oscar this week.
So that's 18 points off for Vince, easy. We get our act together. So that's that one. Winning the Oscar, 25 points I've potentially just lost today. Gutted. But the big one, the most important one, is recording Show the Money. So the activity records the money that you've done. Now, 2 people score points when you fill out one of those forms, which is why it's really important. So if Terry and I have completed some business, and I'm thanking Terry for £2,000 worth of work, then I would score points per, I think it's every £100, and Terry would earn points too. Now all of those points are capped. There's certain break points, so anything under £50 earns a little amount, and it goes up in different values to a maximum, so that one mega piece of business can't just win someone the league.
How long does all that take you?
It's a clever spreadsheet. So
The algorithms.
half an hour each week after the meeting, maybe a little more, going through all that stuff. So that's how it works. We reset it each month, and there we go. So, all that said, positions at the top, 2 weeks in. Well, 4th place is Tina,
Oh,
136. Third place, actually, no, joint second place. Paul Booth, 141, also Brian Painter.
yeah.
I'm getting nosebleed.
But at the top, Melissa, 207. So well done. A catch up from some members on them. It's brilliant to see all of those bits coming in. So well done, Becky.
Quick question. Did I miss it? Was there no blog last week?
There was no blog last week because there was no Aiden last
Of
week.
course, yeah.
So we didn't think to get a volunteer and write down the notes, but no, there was no blog because there was no Aiden.
There you go. You missed me. Right, education slot. Paul.
Yeah, next week.
Right.
Nobody's got props.
Right, glass full.
Oh,
So it's full, yeah? So it's
yeah,
full?
pretty good.
Yeah. Full is it?
Oh.
Full now?
Better.
Pretty much full, I'd say. Yeah.
Very full. No room in that bag.
Oh.
Rusty.
Quite normal, so that'd be full.
Bones wet.
Yeah. The Morris glass represents life. The balls here are the most important things in our life. They might represent family, friends, health. The staples are other bunch of other important things. They might be your house, job, money. The water is the non-important things. They're choices. It might be where you can eat that night, where you can go on holiday, am I going to go shopping? I would buy a shirt or a dress. What? But you can see the order I've got the things in the glass, in that I wanted to deal with the most important things to me first. Now, imagine if I'd put the water in first, that would have been all the unimportant things. I wouldn't have had a chance to deal with the most important things. So it's a lot about priorities, choices. Obviously not everyone's most important goals are the same. Some people might treat work or job as the most important category. It's important for everyone to work out what their important things are, try and do less of the unimportant things so you can concentrate on the important things. And not just know what those important things are, but act on them as well, because there's no point in not acting. So, for example, healthy eating, health, you know, if you have 5 beers a day, as much as it is nice, or 5 bottles of wine a day, it's brilliant, but it's not great for the health long term. So, yeah, that's it for me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. the naughty corner, it's the Staples corner. Hold on. Sorry about that. All right, let's move on. Moving on is membership matters. Terry, do we have any? In that case, I move us forward to the business card box, which I will send sculling round. You know what to do with it. If you don't, it's too late. Vincent is our time. Listening out will ping after 50 seconds and after 60 seconds. The Oscar was also won by him. Slightly, once again, he's dodging it dressed up, but never mind. He will be awarding the Oscar at the end, therefore, when we start the round, he will go first. So, I think that leads us into it. Vincent, you're first, and you will be followed by John Freeman.
Morning everyone, Vincent from Speakprint. We do a good line in sight boards. Sight boards are printed on Corex board like the estate agents use, and it's very good for people doing work at your house to put the board up with permission while they're doing the work. And they're also asked to leave it up there for a good few weeks after they've done the work. And another very good strategy that I would suggest is, this is a sight board for a former member here, if you remember him. We also print flyers for him as well, identical flyers, and he flyers the road while he's working there, and then people will sort of recognise the flyer and they'll look it up with board, and they'll think, well, he's doing work for old John. He's doing work for me. And we can do any size, any shape, no matter where we are. Any size, any shape. It's over there like that actually. But it's very good for builders, jet washing, driveways, landscape gardening, home improvements, etc. So Speakprint, you think it, we think it. I forgot to do the time.
I didn't, because
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vincent. Right, John, welcome back.
Thanks, Hayden.
John, you're next, and you're followed by...
Morning everyone, my name's John from the One Stop Property Shop. I'm the group's handyman, painter, decorator. I am just back. I haven't really prepared 60 seconds because I've come back straight into a bathroom refurbishment. So for those of you that are new, it'd be nice to catch up and have a one-to-one, but I literally do everything from top to bottom in the home or the office, whether it's paint, decorating, carpentry, tiling, joinery, fitting kitchens and plumbing, electrical, masticing, literally everything, top to bottom. So if you want to catch up after for a quick 5 minutes, that'd be good. And everyone else, start getting your list in.
Thank you very much, John. Toby, you all right? It's got nil by mouth here. Well, it's something to do with your teeth. Right, carry on, Toby, and you're followed by Fran.
I thought I'd follow the recent trend and get ChatGPT, the artificial intelligence engine, to create my 6 seconds this morning. Because Vince is judging it, I won't win anyway. So, hi, my name is open square brackets, your name, and close square brackets, and I specialise in using motivational maps to help individuals and businesses understand the motivations of their team members. Motivational maps provide a unique and in-depth look into an individual's values, desires, and needs, and can be used to improve job satisfaction, productivity, and overall well-being. Not only do they benefit individuals, but they also bring tremendous value to the businesses. By understanding what truly motivates each team member, organisations can make informed decisions that lead to a more engaged and motivated workforce, improved employee retention, and increased productivity. I believe that motivational maps have the potential to transform both individuals and businesses, and I'm eager to share more about this tool with you today. So if you're interested in learning more about motivational maps, how motivational maps can benefit you and your organisation, I'd love to chat with you further about this innovative tool. It's actually better than I can do.
Well done, Toby.
Good morning everyone, Fran Webb and you look forward. I feel like I've got to go fast now.
Take your time.
So what am I saying this week? So today I'm going to take on property in Kelvin Hatch. It's quite sad actually, it's a 4-bedroom house, it's a referral, and it's a house that an old couple was in. It was their family home with their children. Unfortunately she's got Alzheimer's and she's passed away, and the husband's now gone into a care home. So the family are in charge of the house, And I went in there about 3 weeks ago, sorry, about 3 months ago, and it was so old-fashioned. The carpet was 20 years old, green, and I just said, if this is going to be a long-term development for you, where you need an income because he's in a care home, then we really need to do something with this. So they're whitewashing the whole house and they're recarpeting it, because in between tenants, that's going to be a very easy way that they're going to then maintain the property. So that's my project in the next couple of weeks. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fran. Mike Skinner is next, followed by Brian. Thank you. Sure.
So one of the biggest challenges in the media industry over the past decade has been the development of mobile phone cameras, or mobile phones generally cameras. In the early years of the iPhones, cameras were progressing fast, but they weren't at the stage that businesses could actually use them for their general marketing purposes. But I think that's changed. Asking businesses to pay professional prices for the daily content they put out just isn't realistic for smaller companies, and I don't think it's particularly necessary either. If people want quick snaps of what they're working on, a phone camera and a nice filter that suits their brand works really well for it. But if you're looking for content that's going to last, stand out, be blown up to be put on banners like Vince produces, put onto websites and displays, then it's a different approach. And the difference is not just the camera itself, it's the lighting, it's the set design we do around it, composition of everything, and just good knowledge of editing to make sure that the focus of the media is actually what stands out. I can even advise on how to make your own phone media work better with the professional content you put out. So if you can look out for companies who want to update their websites, cover store openings and events, then I can get the best results for them. It's Mike at Black Horse Media.
Thank you, Mike. Brian, you're followed by Rosemary.
Thank you. Morning, everybody. Brian Trenton, therapist, pilgrim therapy. Maybe I saw she was 73 years old. This was last November. Then she told me a story, very sad, with tears in her eyes. She wanted to visit Australia, go to Australia to visit her elder sister, who is now housebound. Previously, the sister had come to England. She told me the last 6 months, 3 times she's got as far as the departure lounge, then overcome by sheer panic, and she had to go. She bought tickets, she had to go. Well, last Monday, I received an email from her. She spent 2 months rather, in Australia. She said the flights were easy, she enjoyed them. In fact, she's going to go again in the summer. So this week, I'm looking for anybody you might know who has any sort of phobia, because they all respond well to hypnosis. That's why I'm a hypnotherapist, program hypnotherapy, improve the quality of life through hypnosis. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Rosemary, followed by Melissa.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you all had a good week. I'm Rosemary, travel counsellor, your travel provider. I offer a bespoke personal travel experience. I look after you from the inquiry, the booking, the travelling, and I love finding out how your trip went. And if it didn't go well, I really do care why. When you inquire about holiday, I promise to research and find the right fit for your criteria. It matters to me to give you the right holiday. I love having happy customers who will continue to come back and book with me again and again. Referrals are what over the last 8 years I've built a really good business on. So if you're thinking of travelling, give me a chance to make your dreams come true. Check out my testimonials on my website. And your way is my way. I aim to make you happy, book with me. I've had a really good deal come through if anyone likes a gamble. I can do Las Vegas, 5 nights at the Cosmopolitan, end of August for $9.99. Really nice and good. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosemary. Melissa, followed by Nick Cole.
Good morning, everybody. Melissa Jackson, Kingway Francis, licensed insolvency practitioner. As you all know, I do full insolvency procedures, and all of them are insolvent companies. But what you may not know is that we also deal with solvent businesses. So that would be anybody who's got a company and no longer needs it, has got cash reserves in it or assets in it, and want to distribute the monies or the assets to the members and close the company down in a compliant way. So I'm dealing with a job for a couple called Anne and Clive at the moment. Clive is a very successful businessman, in London. He's got his property, company property in the business. He's now sold that. He's got it sitting on cash and wants to have that distributed to himself, his wife, and his 2 children. So we're dealing with that, and we're going to distribute the monies out of the company, and then they can go off and invest it for Hero Francis, assisting individuals and businesses in distress.
Thank you very much. The unbespectacled Nicola.
Yes.
I can see that coming. My name is Nick, as you know, I'm a group structural engineer. I had a call from a gentleman this week. He was asking me if I could do a structural inspection on a house that he and his wife wanted to buy. And I said I could, and I ran through exactly what I was going to do for him. I told him how much it was going to cost, and he said, "That's fine, please crack on with it, as soon as you can." I said, okay. I asked him where he got my name and number from, as I do with all my clients, and he said, well, I googled you, I googled structural engineers, Essex, and he said, you weren't at the top of the list, but you had so many so many Google reviews that were really good. I thought, you're the man. So that's why he called me. So anyway, so I got him to confirm his instruction by email, his agreement to my fee, and I'm doing the inspection early next week. That's the sort of work I'm doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. Terry, you're next, followed by Mike Hickson.
Okay, good morning everybody. So maybe TM Law. We get a weekly newsletter every night from the Law Society, our governing body. I've got this headline called my eye, Cost Earthquake as CPR changes reverse claimant protection. And it's all about costs if you bring a personal injury claim. It used to be you could bring a claim if you were the claimant, and within reason, at the end of it, if you lost on a no-win, no-fee basis, you wouldn't end up paying the other side's costs. They've now reversed it. The rules were quietly amended, and I put a question mark how on there. They were quietly amended. The moral of this story is there's a way around this, but my clients and the people you're going to refer me to need to come to me to have it explained properly, because some solicitors won't do that. They'll carry on as if nothing has happened, and if it goes a bit Pete Tom at the end, they'll get a really nasty shock because they could end up paying the other side's costs, which are unlimited. So please, if you know anyone who's had a personal injury claim, don't let them loose on the sharks that are out there. Send them to me, Terry May, TM Law.
Thank you, Terry. Yes, that's quite seismic, as Terry was saying. Mike Hickson is next, and he's followed by Leanne.
Morning everyone, Mike Hickson from LSA Systems, the group's friendly IT service provider. We're based in Billericay and we service businesses across Essex and London. And we have 6 technicians, 1 software developer, 1 administrator and 3 directors. Our services include the supply of hardware, software and printers, on-site and off-site backups and disaster recovery, bespoke software development, IT help desk support, Office 365 subscriptions, antivirus subscriptions and consultancy services. The largest network we support covers 100 plus endpoints across multiple sites, and the smallest is a single computer stuck in the back bedroom of someone's house. But the one thing that never changes in IT is that it breaks, and when it breaks it needs fixing. So if you know anyone with broken IT, just remember the phrase, I know a man who can, and that's Mike Hickson from LSA Systems.
Thank you, Mike. Leanne, you're followed by Stuart.
Good morning. You all know I'm the interior designer in the group, and my main goal is to transform my clients' houses into functional and beautiful living spaces. So that could be one room or it could be a whole house. I had a consultation this week with a lady who wants a bright yellow sofa and couch. She's going out of her comfort zone, but she doesn't know what to do with the rest of the room. So I went along and we discussed different designs and different colours that would work, and she's really going to town. She's having a bright yellow sofa with navy walls and really funky pictures on the wall. She can't wait to get going. She then said to me that her mother-in-law had gone, ooh, yellow, and now she was thinking, oh God, I can't buy the sofa. So I asked her, who lives there? Is it you or your mother-in-law? And once the room's finished, don't worry, it will be pretty amazing. So if you know anyone that needs some help, that wants to go a little bit out of their comfort zone, put them in touch with me, I get the da-da-boom after the do.
Thank you, Leah. Stuart, you're followed by Scott.
Morning everybody, Stuart from LG Networks. We supply business telephone systems. Now they can be for small businesses, maybe 1 or 2, 3 people in an office, up to large multi-site used for hundreds of customers on each site. We received an email last night and it said, hi Stuart, I wonder if you can offer a service where the calls on our system can be recorded from outside lines. I was having a message saying we monitor and record calls, etc. Is this possible? Now if that email had come in a few years ago, well, I would have gone back to them and said, yes, we can do that. Unfortunately, it's horrendously expensive. The call recording system, somewhere between £8,000 and £10,000, regardless of how many people are using that. Even for one user, it could be that sort of money. The great thing now is the systems that are being used now, yes, my answer to that back to him is going to be, yeah, we can do that for you, £5. £5 a month to record the calls. Okay, 6 months worth of recording, it's all FCA compliant, PCR compliant, all that sort of stuff. Really simple, easy little add-on now. So if anyone you know is looking for some call recording on their phone system, save any arguments, takes any sort of discussions out of that sort of stuff, please get in touch with me and Stuart at LG Networks. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Stuart. Scott, you're followed by Jeff.
Good morning all, Scott Messio. Hopefully you'll recall in my most recent 10-minute presentation I talked about the introduction of a care plan, a website care plan. So really I thought I'd talk about an excellent one-to-one I had last week with Terry. We reviewed his business and we're starting Terry off as a care plan customer. So an example of the kind of thing that we're doing is we're looking across the whole kind of marketing initiatives and ideas, and we've come up with some ways to improve and kind of upgrade that. We're looking at how well presented the website is and are there any ways that we can improve those things. We're adding some new features into the site and we've got a content and a strategy plan going forwards and a way that we're going to continually push out new content, reach into areas that we haven't covered quite so well before and really kind of make it better with our arms round in for a couple of people. So that's the care plan. Looking for more of those, please, customers that we can just give that extra bit of care and attention to across their marketing for their website. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Scott. Jane, you're next. You're followed by Tina.
Hello everybody, Jane Mannion from the English Queen Tea Company. Now all year round we deliver afternoon tea and treats all over the country, but a few times a year we open up our tea room for bespoke events. We have one coming up, it's the 19th of March, it's a Sunday. If you've got a mummy, it's a date you really need to have in your diary. Dropping a hint there. The menu starts off with Prosecco, but for you guys it'll be champagne. Prawn cocktail vol au vent, an old-fashioned but delicious treat. I will peel those prawns myself. Warm Welsh rarebit, very nice. Then on to all the sandwiches, including tuna and sweet corn, egg mayonnaise, green cheese, tomato and chive, that is delicious. Then a fresh melon balls with mint and Grand Marnier, of course, just to freshen you up. Extremely chocolatey eclairs, blondies, my freshly made cupcakes of wide variety, plump scones or scones, and finishing with the scone nuts, which is a bit like a miniature fresh donut. 19th of March, 1 o'clock, 4:15. Let me know the size of table you want.
19th of March. Jane, thank you very much. Tina, you're next, followed by me, and I'm followed by Paul.
Good morning everybody, as everyone knows, my name is Tina, my company's called Liberty Executive Services. I offer a secretarial and admin service. I can go into premises or I can work from home, which is whatever the best that you require. What I'm looking for this week is anybody that's been out and about and they've got to do reports and they haven't got time to do reports and they need some help. So that's who I'm looking for, is anybody that needs any help with typing reports. That's me, so it's Tina, Liberty Executive Services. I'm not a 9 to 5.
Thank you very much, Tina. Aidan Squire from TM Law. A will makes specific provisions for how the estate is to be divided up and who the beneficiaries are. And if the beneficiaries agree, in certain circumstances, that will can be varied after death. It requires a deed of variation, which must be completed within 2 years of the death of the deceased. When this happens, the will is considered varied by HMRC. Therefore, if different beneficiaries are substituted, it is they who are seen as the original beneficiaries. Often used when a wealthy beneficiary is already tax planning for their own death, and they can direct the gifts to an ultimate beneficiary. So if any of you are, or know anyone who is in this fortunate position, please pass them on to me, Aidan Squire TM Law. Paul is next.
Paul Booth from Booth & Co. Chartered Certified Accountants. I had a call from a potential client on Tuesday. They're a independent restaurant in Brentwood. Their accountant is retiring, so they need to replace them. And they use free agent software, which is very good. We've got about 60 clients on that, so we've got a lot of experience on that. But it turned out the existing accountant doesn't use free agent. So what happened was they had to export reports from the software into Excel for the client to do all the stuff, which was really totally unnecessary. So we gave them a very good quote. That's an example of a really good referral, particularly anyone who's using free agent software. No matter what business they're in, we've got lots of experience in that. That's Paul Booth from Booth & Co. Minimize tax.
Thank you very much, Paul. That brings to an end the 60-second round presentations. Hand you all over to Vince for the award of the Oscar. Vince.
Thank you. I'll show you what all of these are. I was very impressed with Brian for his doing the woman of her flying phobia. So well done, Brian.
Very much.
Well done. And I'm also impressed with Terry with his knowledge of personal injury claims. But this person usually reads the 60 seconds. Usually reads it, and this time they stood up and they did it off pat, and I thought it went very well. So, the Oscarina for the best 60-second presentation in a leading role goes to Melissa. Oscarina stays with me.
We're so glad you came back from Australia.
Thank you very much, Vince. Well done, Melissa. Right, so we move on. Scott, the meeting secretary.
I'm going to just wrap it all into the next bit I'm going to say. So I'll sit down.
Thanks, Scott. Word perfect. It's, synergy. There was a synergy team meeting on Tuesday. Paul.
Yeah, it was. B2B Finance and Professional Synergy Team meeting, always second Tuesday of each month, Dalton Bracken, 4:20 PM each second Tuesday. 8 of us in attendance, really good meeting. I'll send the normal invites out next month, but anyone is welcome.
Thanks, Paul. Right. We now move towards what would normally be the 10-minute presentation. It's our annual review day today, so that will take place with the 10-minute presentation. Have you got any information to give us, Paul, before we launch into that?
Yeah, so just a reminder, when it's your time to do the 10 minutes, please try to bring a speaker's prize with you, typically up to a value of about £10, and if you can't make it at very short notice to do your 10 minutes, you might be pushed further down the rota. So just the speakers for the next few weeks. Mike Skinner next Thursday, 10 minutes. Yep. Nick Headslop next week, please. 2nd of March, 10 minutes of myself. Jamie, on the 2nd of March, your Headslop.
Okay.
And finally, 9th of March, 10 minutes, Aidan. 9th of March, and myself or Ben Bennett is back as the guest slot. So, yeah, back to Aidan for the
Thank you, Paul. every year since EBF has been in exception, for which this is the 10th, I've delivered an annual review. Last year's was delivered in March because that's when we just got back from the second lockdown. It's therefore almost a year since we finally emerged into this new reality. We have lived through the Zoom experience, and the group have supported one another very effectively through those difficult times. Inevitably, referrals and business done was diminished, but since pre-COVID times, membership has prospered, and new members who joined us during lockdown well remained with us as we return back to normal. So what has changed this year as the first year clear of COVID? First of all, our venue here. Thankfully, that remained constant. We have an almost tailor-made room here in which to hold our Thursday meetings, and the staff remain as friendly and helpful as they've always been. Indeed, they've probably gone one better with Sharon, who serves our hot drinks in the morning, not only knowing what everybody's preferences are, but going to the extent of delivering to some of us personally these drinks at the beginning of the meeting. The only change for the worst, which Vince I know will appreciate, is the reduction in choice of our breakfasts. But this, it seems, to be a common problem with all breakfast networking groups, reflective perhaps on the recruitment difficulties that the hospitality industry is currently suffering. So thanks to Calcutta Hall Farm for letting us effectively take off where we left off. It changed our synergy team meetings. The finance and business to consumer continue to meet once a month, although Richard Reed's retirement from EBF meant we lost his contribution as chairman of the business to consumer team. His successor, however, has slotted in well, the doyen of the cream tea, Jay, as well as introducing us to the age-old conflicts between scone and scone and cream first or cream second. She also altered the meeting time and the venue here once a month on a Thursday after the meeting, as a result of which attendance has now reached the giddy average of between 10 and 11 members. Can we all expect to be transported in other ways this year? Well, watch this space. Membership committee. This has also felt the loss of Richard Reed. His retirement meant that the synergy team that he was running needed a replacement, but once again, a replacement stepped up, to wit Mr. Vincent Good, fictional mayor of Gants Hill Village, where the sun always shines. Small children's laughter can be heard as they play happily in the street, and all businesses, including his, operate at great pace. Group statistics. These were always compiled manually by Scott after the meeting, when he retained and sifted through the various referral slips and activity records in order to compile our very necessary statistics. The lockdown forced us to record these electronically. Well, we've retained this practice of passing them, and we pass the paper central to its effectiveness, but this is followed up after the referrals and testimonials round. This is one of the important parts of the meeting that just couldn't be captured on Zoom. This round is back to normal now, but the paper that's passed is not the basis of recording what business you have done and what referrals you have passed. It's a great improvement on the management of what we do. However, some members, no names, no pack drill, seem to have failed to grapple with the need to make the electronic entries after the meeting. You will improve going forward so that Scott is not presented with something of a Herculean task, as he was this year, in recalculating the figures manually in order to arrive at the true position. However, the true position is encouraging. Pre-COVID, the annual minimum of business passed was in the region of £650,000 per annum, with giddy heights being reached in the third year of 1,115,000. Last year, which the following from lockdown, the annual figures were understandably reduced to £382,000. This year, we've however started the process of climbing back because of our meetings here, and we were last year £520,000 being the assessed figure by Scott for this year. Cause, I think, for congratulations to us all, and particularly to Scott. And the next year, we will do better. And next year, Scott's job will be made more easy, again, by everyone diligently making their electronic weekly returns after the main meeting. The meeting itself has benefited from the lockdown in that the education presentation, as overseen by Ben, had assumed a greater prominence, and this has been continued into the actual meeting, which is good, and it's nice to be seen. Social events. Brian Painter, our SOC Sec, oversaw various social events. The main event, with a strange feeling of deja vu, was our Christmas dinner for 2021 in April, and this year at the beginning of December at a Turkish restaurant, Meskin. We have been there before when it sported a different name, but not a different quality, which was excellent. 21 attended the Meskin event, 21 attended the April one. So, deja vu. Well done, Brian. Brian supervised the whole event with immaculate detail. He probably still remembers what we all had to eat. So thanks for that, Brian. The activity events were go-karting and airsoft, which I think is paintball with pellets, which events managed to stir up the competitive juices in those members who took part. I can't tell you who the winner of the go-karting was, that's still to be agreed. I'm not even going to go there. I also have a revelation for you. Secretly and decidedly under the radar, a group of aged retired and aged non-retired members have started a regular quarterly lunchtime meeting at the George and Dragon at Mount Nessing. I understand that to qualify, you have to have reached 65 years of age and be an old fart. EFF, as we can call them. They can be contacted through David Plumley. It's not a secret society, and I suspect there might be some leeway over the question of age, but not about being an old fart. Right, moving forward, looking forward, at the top of our list is recruitment. This year, we managed to demonstrate how effective we can be, or ineffective, in organising a visitor breakfast. We were looking at a window of 1 month in which to positively approach and invite visitors with a view to maintaining our membership levels. We excelled ourselves by managing to attract not one visitor for those weeks, but immediately after, 2 or 3 emerged. This started the process for looking for potential new members through a team approach. The 4 teams have been selected, as you know, and any new member will be allocated to one of those teams. So there's an ongoing basis of trying to create a drip feed approach, which I hope will attract several visitors every month. This is not the first time that I've urged upon you the importance of getting our membership up to 40, so that the inevitable weekly wastage that we have creates 30 people sitting around this table. Don't forget what should be our mantra: more bums on seats means more business passed. Remember that going forward. With this rather disturbing vision in your minds, I will wish us all to look forward to a good year, and thank you for listening. There won't be a blog this week. We will publish this on the, and you can make comments against what I've just delivered. Scott, you're next, but you'll give us more information about who's won what and everything else. Scott.
Okie dokie. Thank you, Wayne. Excellent. So I'm going to just very quickly look back at the year statistics and give you a kind of an overview. And then, of course, it is my pleasure to announce the winners of member awards. So, what do we try and tally in the Performance League and all these other bits of paper that we record each week? We do separate internal and external referrals, and we have a benchmark that we hope everyone will achieve for the total number of referrals passed. Now, in the past it's been higher. We've lowered the benchmark this year because the referral, the business situation is what it is. Nevertheless, the benchmark number that we agreed as a leadership team is 20 referrals across the year. So that's less than 2 a month, 2 opportunities a month. Fortunately, I think it is just a sign of general business. There were a terrific number of members to pass that benchmark. So if we all look at ourselves and say, you know, just listen out where we can for opportunity to pass. It doesn't have to be guaranteed business, it's just an opportunity. That's one area we can certainly all improve, is finding more of those across this next year. So we record one-to-one meetings and they have remained really high. And I think it's one area we're not limited by any other outside circumstances. We can work on those and they're absolutely great. As are the synergy meetings. And a reminder, on the money side of things, we record the money that is given and the money that is received. The one that it appears is most commonly forgotten is that a business like mine, I have a business that has annual renewals. So once I have a customer and they renew their hosting or their email services or their domain names or whatever it is, every time that comes through, that still comes through the system. That's ongoing money, and so those businesses with annual renewals are lucky. Don't forget to put those through the system. That client who 10 years ago gave you a 30 quid piece of business, that could be £30 every year. So just look through your records as a suggestion, find out where all of those things have come from, because we do want to record those. It's really, really relevant. So that's all I wanted to say about the statistics, other than if you would like to know the detail about your own profile, rather than pass this around, which I don't want to do because privacy, some people at the lower end of the league might not want to see everyone else's, you know. If you want to see, talk to me, talk to Terry, we both have copies of everything and we'll tell you exactly where your statistics are and how it works and what you could do better and what you've done incredibly well at. So they're on there for you. Member awards time. We have 4 awards to give out. The 60-second, best 60-second presenter, best 10-minute presenter, the member of the year as voted by the members, and then the member of the year as determined by the statistics. So, best 60-second presenter. Second place goes to Jane. Congratulations, Jane. Well done. But according to you lot, having scored 8 votes in the room, the best 60-second presenter was Vincent. Well done to you, sir. Prize-wise, for this award, the prize is your choice. It is an Amazon voucher to the value of £25 or a Calcott Hall voucher. The same value.
I'll have a flight to Rio de Janeiro.
So yeah, congratulations, well done. The second prize, the best 10-minute presenter. Second place, not here today because he's away on holiday, was Matt. The presentation that was last week was really good. Yeah, well done. But the 10-minute leader, winner, of course, was Jane. Sorry?
Should be Jane and Rogers.
Yeah, and exactly the same offer of price, a voucher for Amazon. Okay, Paul will be dishing those out. So that's brilliant. Member of the Year, as voted by you lot. Second place, Ben. Well done, Ben, absolutely, that's brilliant. But voted with 5 votes. It was pretty close across the board, but the only member to achieve 5 of those votes was Terry.
You didn't get to.
It was split quite widely. Lots of people received nominations, but Terry was the winner. Congratulations. Now, the statistical member of the year. There's a lot of other statistics I record. How charming they are, handsome.
Whether on the Facebook website.
Yeah, that's right. But all we do for the statistical award is we tot up the value of the Performance League. And we talk about a benchmark of 88 points each month that you should achieve, 60 of which you can score just by turning up. We're going across the sheet. There it is. There it is. Second place, scoring 2,194 points on the Performance League, was Terry. Well done, but
the winner is... the winner is Scott. Right. Referrals and testimonials round. So if we can start, would anyone like to volunteer to do the running?
Yeah, Paul will.
We'll start with Staples Court. Paul.
Yeah, well done, Aidan and Scott, thank you for all that. Had no run, good one-to-one with Leanne, so where is it? There. Thank you. Thank you monies for ex-members and Mike Rogers and well, for Jane, which is
Thank you.
Everyone, yeah, thank you guys for that. It's always good to look back and see what we've done for the year and how we can move things forward. I also know I'm probably guilty of missing out some of those recurring ones where I have to do recurring stuff, so I've made a note and I'll probably do that today. Thank you, Paul, for your slot. I enjoyed that. Just one thing I did remember is ever you open a pub, I'm not coming.
Oh,
yes. You serve pints like that.
Thanks again, very interesting meeting. Really finding this quite inviting every week. And thank you very much for your information and the lovely, talented ball spotting, etc.
Thank you well for the meeting. I've got a referral to Rosemary, my daughter. Really interesting to find out about the points and how it all works. And for my part, to explain this to Scott earlier, I've actually delegated somebody else to do that for me on the EDF website now, and hence the reason why it's been recorded now. Thanks again for the Oscar. Appreciate that, and see you next week. Very good.
Despite the low numbers this week, I thought some of the 60 seconds were really entertaining, really uniting. But if I had an Oscar to give, it would be to Paul for his educational slot. Really interesting. Welcome back, John. Don't forget my bathroom shower rail, because I can't do it because of the tiles. And thanks for the review, Aidan and Scott.
Yes, reiterate that. Thank you for the review, very useful. But what is really important that comes out of that, Scott and I have spoken about this, is if you don't record business that you do during the year, A, you're not going to get points for it, and therefore you might beat them at the top of the table. And B, the whole group, if you record the business, it reflects on the whole group. So instead of £350,000, it's 500 or 600,000. If you record everything you do, it's a genuine reflection of what the group is turning over and not a guesstimate, if you like. So it's really important. It's not difficult to do. If any of you have got any problem doing it, just speak to one of the leadership team will help you. It's not a problem. So anyway, yeah, well done for the review. We're getting the numbers up, aren't we? The turnover is coming up. So, and it'll go up even more if you record the business you do. So, Tina, Tina spoke about this. Thank you very much. Excellent one to Miss Scott, you mentioned it. It's really, really good. If any of you are not sure about that, go and have a chat with him first, and he can tell you whether or not it's suitable, but it's really useful. So thanks for that, Scott. Going forward, attended finance questions business meeting with Paul and ex-member Mike Tottenham, and remember Mike, still getting business loans, that's good. And recording it. Recording
Well done, Paul Daniels Booth, for the slight handshake. Really impressed. And well done to the leadership team generally for putting it all together over here and keeping it going. I've got a referral for Tina, I'm answering on VA. And Jane, I'm very likely to take you up on that day, but I've just got to check dates with people.
Thank you, really good meeting today. Just following on from what Terry said, something that one or two members across the last few weeks have mentioned to me. If there's a piece of work that you've completed or a member that you have paid for a service and it hasn't been recorded, so you haven't seen something you're expecting on that performance league, a couple of options. First of all, just talk to the member and remind them, hey, can you put that piece of business in, please? Because not only do they get the points, you get the points, but worst case scenario, just talk to one of us, or go on the form yourself and fill out the bloody thing for them. You can choose their name, you can put it through. It will send them an email to remind them that although they haven't done it, it's been done for them. It would be the extreme version of it, but let's just keep on top of that, because it's not always your fault that your points aren't appearing on there if the person you gave the referral or the business to hasn't recorded it. So that's that. Yeah, excellent one-to-one with Terry during the week. Really enjoyed that. Thank you. Thank you also to Toby for a payment, very prompt payment for some business that we're beginning, and some show me monies for a visitor and an ex-member. But Toby can have that. Just a little more good.
Thanks for the for the synergy team meeting, Paul. It was an excellent meeting, as always, quite lively, and 18 numbers, so we're getting good numbers there. But see if you can make sure you can make it next month. Rosemary and I are having a one-to-one afterwards, and I've got a referral for what I'm going to ask you to do for me when I see you. And welcome back, John. Nice to see you with a suntan. We'll soon get you looking white. My wife's list has got longer by about a couple of things, so a referral for you. And thank you all for listening. Talk later.
Yes, it's good to be back. I think it is. I didn't contribute to anything like that for the annual review. I also didn't invoice anyone for work that I did before I went away. Hence, got to show me money, please. Scott, don't worry, Paul, we'll pass that along. I know how it feels when you get to a certain age. I wouldn't even joke about it anymore. Also a referral for Tina. Thanks for the little bits and bobs that you did whilst I was away. Mike, yes, I'm on that. And Aidan, and Scott, yes, also, and Brian. No, I've not forgotten. But it would be really good to meet the newer members. Obviously, I've been away for a little while. And also, Mel, can I have a chat after the meeting? It's really good to be back. It's lovely to see everyone. I will see you all next week.
Really good meeting. All I can say is if someone doesn't have time to show me the money on the website, let me know. Give me a list of who you've worked for, how much and what it was, and I can do it for you.
Very good.
It doesn't take long. Show me the money for John, and there's one for Vince. And there's one for Aidan to you, Will.
Thank you.
Really good sanitary meeting on Tuesday. Oh no, you can have that because I don't need that, just in case. And yeah, it's all okay.
Thank you very much for the honour. Seconders votes. I'd like to thank a few people. Thank my parents, I'd like to thank my dog Schnitzel, and I'd like to thank the next door neighbour that has my bins out along the way. And thank you to Paul for your educational staff. You showed great flexibility as you immersed your bubbles into a pint glass.
Thank you, Ian, for the State of the Nation. Congratulations to all the winners. And I think it's the third or fourth year in succession that I haven't won anything. Good meeting. See you next week. Thank you. Excellent.
Most enjoyable meeting as always. For your, this was brilliant. I look forward to seeing you later on to sign off my accounts back at your offices. Hats off to agents for that review, of course, and to Scott for all that terribly clever work you do behind the scenes with your computer. John, good to see you back, and see you all next week.
Great meeting, thanks for the X-Lock, Paul, for the report and the review, and congrats to the winners. I've got a thank you for the business for Mike. The Synergy meeting, referral for Vince for a quote for a playbook which he's done for me, thank you.
Thank you very much, thank you.
And a referral for Vince for some business cards that he's going to do when Matt's finished his own. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Rosemary, I've just found an email from you asking for a one-to-one after the meeting. Sorry, I can't. I don't know how I missed the email, sorry.
Good morning, everyone. Really good meeting. For me, it's a new member. It's about getting to know everyone. So I'm doing some one-to-ones. Had a one-to-one with Leanne last week and Toby. Toby's going to come in and see our staff, which I think was really brilliant. I'm really looking forward to that. It's quite exciting. Thank you, Mike, for the Easter eggs. Really kind. We're continuing to collect them. And yeah, it's good to getting to know everyone, and I think one-to-ones for me are key at the moment, because the more I get to know you, the more I can have the confidence to recommend. Because I know recommendations is your own personal reputation as well. So yeah, have a good week.
You managed to hit on the essence of something that most people take 2 years to get to. Well done.
Good meeting again, everybody, and congratulations to the winners and a great excellent. Have a great one-to-one with Paul.
Yes, very good, Ed. Nice way to start us off. And that's for the Synergy Group meeting this week. This is thank you for the business to Tina, Teapot Tina. Back to Paul, thank you for business for the tea. And this was a referral to James for insurance for keep it for a building that isn't my building. And also, the Cosmopolitan's fantastic. I've stayed there. It's right next to the Bellagio. That sounds like a deal. I will be mentioning it at home. Thank you very much. That sounds brilliant. Fran, I'd love a one-to-one, please, if that is possible. I can contact you. And also, can ladies join the Old Farts group?
No.
That's what I figured.
I can't speak for that. I don't know.
Well, could you
because
put
they're
a
old
word
farts. Because they're old farts, they probably won't notice.
Well, I would qualify, but if you could put a word in for me, that would be fun.
I will.
Thank you.
Right. Good. Thank you all for your contributions there. So we draw to a close. Anybody got any announcements they wish to make to the group? James?
I was just going to say, go for it. 2 minutes afterwards.
Yeah.
Jake.
So March and February are strange in their weeks, and it turns out that the Synergy Group for Paul, which is the second Tuesday of the month, falls in the same week as my Synergy group, which is the third Thursday of the month. It's just one of those anomalies. And so we've decided it's a bit too soon to have back-to-back Synergy meetings. So the one for today is deferred till next week. I hope that's all right for folks. And we'll probably do the same next month because it works out the same configuration. So no Synergy meeting afterwards, business to consumer. It'll be next week, but food for thought, it's going to be about dealing with difficult customers.
Thank you, Jane. Right.
Really going to mention this is I think amusement, and that is, I have been awarded by my talking hypnotherapy has been awarded the most comprehensive and competent hypnotherapy practice in Essex.
Yes.
I've no idea how I got it. Who nominated me, but I rather fancy when you go to in Hollywood and have the Oscars, they hand them out and then they say, now we've got them for the performance of the decade, what's it called?
Lifetime achievement.
Yes, that's lifetime achievement. I think someone that horror soul's got to get something. And that's how I put it. No.
He stood in front of the committee. Who should we choose?
Ironically, it was for competency, you can remember what it was called.
It's just translating, sorry.
Okay, I have an announcement to make. My team, recruitment team, literally a quick 5 minutes afterwards to just get together and touch base and plan for the next week or so. Anybody else? No. Go on. I've enjoyed today's meeting. Thank you to those of you for turning up. And
Scott, just because it's the end of our year and it's our annual review today, I think it's completely appropriate that we double the value of points awarded each time you comment on the blog today. Whenever that is. Just to encourage everybody to get on there and say how wonderful we are.
And the blog this time will be effectively what I delivered to you because I'm busy this today and can't get the blog out. But yes, please comment on that. Right, the sun's almost shining, it's bright, it's early, it might get a bit windy, but I hope you have a good day, I hope you have a good week, and I'll see you all next week.